car in 2029 to come out here and start setting a lap here in China. For the first time, it is a season opener here in Shanghai. How will he fare around here? He's on a time lap now. He started the lap going through turn 1 here. It's a very long waiting period until you get to the throttle pushing period into turn 3 and 4, and then it's a bit of a long straight as you make your way down into turn 6 or 7, I'm not sure. I think it's turn 7. Then you make your way through the rest of the lap here, as it's a long left-hander. You have to get the braking very right here, or else you could spin out into this double right-hander of, I think, what is turns 9 and 10, but into turns 11 and 12. There you go, and Nams are a bit wide through there. That is, he almost cuts the chicane as he goes onto this next straight, which you would usually not get DRS on, but you will for the long straight as the detection point is here. But of course, that will not be used because of this very wet weather here. But we are seeing Yourboi now coming out of the pit lane. They're all heating up their tyres as they exit that pit limiter line. But will Yourboi be in contention for pole today as well? Well, we'll see. But Namsar in the BMW, he hasn't really looked like the striking force or the attacking force to get pole position. The BMW doesn't look like the strongest car this season, and it certainly didn't last season. But as he goes all the way up to the line, it's going to be a decent time from the Pakistani. And it's Oyinkro now. The track much drier than before. Only a few minutes left here. Just around 5 minutes to go. And now Nasser sails does a Koenigsegg into the barrier. The Koenigsegg car has crashed out here in qualifying. It's Zen into the barriers, not setting a lap time, and that is very disappointing. What happened to him? We're seeing the replay now as he's just making his way through turns 2, and he gets on the throttle too early, slams it into the barriers, and that was just unlucky, unfortunate there. That big snap into the barriers, and that is his qualifying session over. Yourboi now, your previous world champion for the last 2 seasons in 2026, not in 2026, in 2027 and 2028. Can he get his third in 2029? Well, we'll have to watch the rest of the season to find out. But the Mercedes is looking like a very fast car this season, and Yourboi is looking like a very fast driver this season as he starts to make his way through Sector 2 here. What can he do for the rest of this lap as he's into this very tough braking zone? Can he get it right when he spin out? But he holds it, and it looks like his teammate Cornwell also on a lap. He's very slow, going wide through that corner. Can he get the car turned in time? He's snapping all over the place, and he spun it out of turn 2. He spun it all the way around. You could just tell it was coming. Cornwell, that is a terrible start to this lap and a terrible start to his season already. He will have to go again. Meanwhile, Yourboi, he is having to wait a very long time before he hits the brakes and has to refocus his mind to get the last 2 corners right of this track as it's deep braking into the hairpin as he exits it. Can he get the power down quickly enough? He's already up into gear 4, gear 5, almost gear 6 as you make your way into the next turn, and he nails it perfectly, and he's going to make his way up to the line. What will the time be for your reigning world champion? His pole position provisionally. Safra's on a lap. What can he do here to maybe upset the cars further up the grid? And he's locked up into the corner, and he's gone straight on into the barriers, and his session is cut short. It's disappointment for the McLaren back at his home team. The team of 2025 retook the championship for the first time in ORW history, but he's now out in quali. Oyinkro will be hoping that he can put in a timed lap without any interruptions, that being the red flag, as he's going to try and nail this section here. Goes a bit deep into the corner, but through the right-hander, he's just got to nail it through this braking zone, but he's going wider and wider very much onto the curb there. That is going to hurt his lap time quite a bit, but he'll be hoping that he can put himself maybe, just maybe in the top 5. That could be very very beneficial for his sake this lap. Summerfu's already set a time before him, but Cornwell on the soft tyres, it looks like he will be just going on to end his lap. What is going to be the time here for Cornwell? That is not going to be very fast. It's only around that P5 mark, but it's P4 just ahead of a few other cars. What can Oyinkro do as he grows his way through the final corner? He's gonna have to nail it. He goes extra slow into that corner, gets a bit too much curb there. He's going up to the line. What will the time be saying for the Ferrari driver? And it's much slower than Cornwell's time on the softs. But Nunes, the final couple of cars out here, he is the one trying to get pole, and the man behind him, the rookie Ahmed Silla, the Italian driver for Koenigsegg. What can he do today? But Nunes coming through the final corner. What will the time be? Up to the line. He's going to cross the line, and it's only going to be P6 right in behind Cornwell. What could have been if he was on the inters? And Silla goes wide. What is it going to be as he goes up to the line? And it's going to be P4 just ahead of Cornwell. And that is your grid for today. Yourboi on pole position, right behind Summerfu, and the Porsche just in behind Zen in P10. And outside your top 10, you've got a mix of the different cars.